Hey Xander, great to see you today. Just wanted to go through and repeat the things that we talked about with your session today. So we talked today a lot about setup, and this is going to be constant for you. This is fundamental stuff that we're talking about here. So this is going to be constant for you in moving forward with your golf and progressing and getting better in the future. So there was 5 different variances. Now the first variance was ball position. So obviously with a driver, the ball's going to be further forward up here near your front toe, and then with a 6-iron it's going to be here just forward of center, and then with your wedge shots we want to try and have the ball pretty much right in the center of your stance. So that's the variance with ball position. The second variance was with bending to the ground. So the shorter the club, the greater we want the angle bent to the ground. This is currently a 6-iron, so it's going to be a little bit taller, and then when you get to a driver you're going to be taller again. So there should be a slight variance with the how much you bend to the ground. The next thing was your arms. We want to try and get your arms out away from your side a bit more in general. So this is a 6-iron. You feel like your arms are away from your side here right now. Now when you bend forward as well, it's going to be easier to do this. And then we want your wedge shots to be pretty much straight up and down with your arms. That 6-iron probably just a little more this way actually. And then when you get to a driver, we want to try and have you a little bit taller with your arms out away from your side even more. So there's going to be more gap away from your body with the driver than any other club. And then with your wedges, we want your arms back in here close to your body. So that's number 2. Number 3 was your head position. So this head position here now is pretty good. We want to try and have your head position with a 6-iron and your center of mass just behind the ball. So that's perfect here now, and your head's obviously just a little bit further behind the ball than what your center of mass is. The center of mass is center of body here. Now the longer the club gets, the more we bend back this way. The shorter the club gets, the more we're up tall this way, and obviously our head is angling off in a different direction. So a longer club with your driver, we want more body angle. A shorter club with a wedge, we want less body angle, so you're more straight up and down. So that was number 3. So we've gone ball position, we've gone body over the ground. Now we've got body from front angle, more forward. We've also talked about arm width, more away from your body. The next thing was stance width. Well, it could be the first thing. It doesn't really matter. All these things have to be done before we get to the ball. So the wider we stand, so we want an iron swing to have the outside of your feet level with the outside of your shoulders, which you do pretty well here right now. We could do it being maybe half an inch to an inch wider. And then we want a driver swing. We want your feet to be to a point where the width of your stance, the outside of your shoulders is level with the inside of your feet. And then with a wedge we're going to be a little bit narrower again. So there are your 5 points. We've got stance width, ball position, body angle from front view, being straighter up and down for a short one, more bent behind for a longer club like a driver. And then we've got body over the ground. So the shorter your club, the more you bend over. The longer the club, the more you stand up. And then we've got arms. The shorter the club, the more your arms hang down straight. The longer the club, the more your arms get out in front of you. So that's it for those 5 points. The big thing that we talked about within your swing was the left hip and trying to get this left hip further forward and bumping forward this way. This is something that's going to be an ongoing thing for you. 1, it was just a fix that was currently out, and 2, it's something that you need to do to match up to your current way you go about hitting the ball with quite a lot of speed. We talked about hitting your wedge shots, especially lob wedge with no more than 75-80% power, and just wedge shots in general, trying to keep them below 75-80%. You'll have a lot more control if you do that. You don't really need to hit them anymore full because you have a longer club in the bag to go back to when you need to anyway. That's it for today. Thanks, Xander.